All right, everyone, welcome into Crash Clock. I am Marvin Wingfield, and I am on the clock. We had two races at Pocono this past weekend. It was a doubleheader. It was the second time they've done that. Last year they did it, and Harvick won and Hamlin won the race. This year we did it. It was fun. It was different than what we're used to. And let's dive into round one of Pocono. Alex Bowman won after Kyle Larson blew a tire going into turn 3 on the very last lap. And if Pocono is a tricky triangle, there are only 3 turns. So going into the last turn, it's a long, low banked turn. It's different than the other 2 turns, obviously, and he just blew a tire going into it. And it looked like he knew he was going to blow the tire. It looked like he blew the tire early on, coming out of the tunnel turn even. And but he was obviously the fastest car. But with about 15 to go, he had to pass Bowman, which was crazy fun to watch. He had to be very methodical, and time has passed because coming out of turn 1, he had to get his nose right on the left rear quarter panel of Bowman's car and push air onto his with side draft. He had to push air onto the Bowman's rear spoiler and slow him down so he could pass him. And it just took time for him to get up to him and get beside him and be able to slow Bowman down enough to pass him going into the tunnel turn. It was a great race. My dad loves Pocono. I'm a fan of Pocono. It's fun, it's fast, it's different, but it hasn't been as entertaining as Saturday and Sunday. And there are conspiracies going around about Larson flipping a switch to cut a tire. He didn't do it. It's stupid. There's no one would waste a win like that. But I think he was just going very low on the apron, and after a while the tire gave out. There was no tire problems the entire race up until that point. But the top 10 looked like this. We had Alex Bowman finish first. He got the win. He was surprised. Kyle Busch, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, as I said, and Brad Keselowski. That was your top 10. Going into Sunday's race after this last stage of a doubleheader, it was 25 miles longer, 10 laps longer, I believe. And that 10 laps made the race, man. It was a fuel mileage race, which is fun. You don't often see that in NASCAR anymore with the competition with the stage cautions rather. Kyle Busch did win after, like I said, the fuel mileage race, but the victims of the fuel mileage race were Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, and William Byron. And it looked like the beneficiaries really were Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, and Bubba Wallace, because they hadn't pitted. I don't know, it was like a 45 lap run that they didn't pit. And Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski decided to dive into the pits because they were leading. They were really far up there. William Byron was first, and then I think it was Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski, but they knew they weren't going to make it, and they were 10 laps short. So they got into the pits, got some fuel, Sunoco race fuel, as they say, and they came out and finished 3rd and 4th, which was very good, and which is, it's fun to see the strategies play out, whether you are short on fuel or you got to go into the pits. Those guys that I talked about, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, and Kurt Busch, finished 12th, 14th, and 20th, respectively. So it was fun to watch. It was a different race. It was just excitement. It was excitement throughout the entire weekend. With the Xfinity race, Austin Cindric won that, and John Hunter Nemechek beat Kyle Busch to win the truck race, and John Hunter Nemechek's on a tear. But we'll get into that later on episodes. But it was fun. Kyle Larson did have to start in the rear of the pack to the second race because he had to go to a backup car, but it didn't stop him. It didn't slow him down. Now, he didn't. I don't know if he got any stage points, but he didn't. He's 2 points behind Denny Hamlin, and now after being 90 plus points down behind Denny Hamlin, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, and he has one less race. And I say that kind of tongue in cheek because at Talladega, his engine blew coming to the start-finish line to start the race, or maybe one lap later, but. Kyle Larson's on the up and up. William Byron looked good. Alex Bowman looked good. Kyle Busch looked very good. He was singing on the radio. He didn't have a clutch or first, second, or third gear most of the race, if not maybe half the race, at the minimum. But his crew had to push him out of the pits to get him up to speed coming out of the pits. And so it was kind of funny because he would have to come out of the pits and go all the way around and come catch up to the field, but he didn't have any other gear other than fourth, so he didn't want to start with the pack. So he timed it perfectly. He ended up doing, I think if there was another caution, then Kyle Busch would not have won the race. It would have been a different race because everyone would have went into the pits to get fuel because they needed it. But it was a fun race, fun weekend. We go to Road America this coming weekend. It's different. The Cup Series has never been there, so there will be Cup Series qualifying in practice. I don't know about the times, but it'll be fun. Chase Elliott will look good. Kyle Busch will look good. Kyle Larson will probably look good. Austin Cindric's in the race. And Martin Truex will probably look good. Ryan Blaney will look good. We'll see how it goes. I am out of time, so I have been disqualified. But tune in and see how Road America goes. My pick will be I'm gonna pick Chase Elliott. So, anyways, you'll have a good one and stay safe.